Hello everybody, I'm going to do a quick tutorial on how to do today's lesson. So what you're going to be doing today is designing the perfect baby. Because we have the technology and scientists have already done it on some human babies, we are trying to remove terrible traits like diseases and also add in cool things that we want our babies to have. And if you've got the money, the technology is there. So each of you are going to be given a different amount of money, a different DNA strand for the baby that you are working with. And we'll just assume that it's going to be your baby. So I've been given $700, and this is the DNA code for my baby. So you guys have this sheet that I'm on the right side of the screen here. You have this. It's available. I gave it to you yesterday. I've linked it today in your assignment as well. So we're looking at this step right here, transcription. If the DNA says this, the matching RNA is this. So that's how I did that first one. Let's go ahead and do the rest of the codons using those rules. So according to those rules, across from T should be an A, across from a G should be a C, and across from an A should be a U. Next one, G and C are partners, A and T are partners, and then A and U are partners. Same thing here, G, G, and U, G, U, and G, C, A, C, U, 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 and then A, C, A. Now I'm going to look at the amino acids, and to do the amino acids, I'm going to be using this little wheel. So I'm going to go down to the larger version so that everybody can see it here. So the first one, the RNA was UGG. So I started at the center, went to U, then the smaller piece G, then the smallest one G, and it led me to tryptophan. So that's what I filled in there. So let's do the same for these remaining codons. I had ACU. ACU leads to threonine. And then I had CAU, once again starting in the middle of our pie here. CAU leads to histidine, or HIS. And then GGU, remember we always read the RNA, we do not read the DNA. GGU leads to glycine. GUG, GUG, valine is the next protein ingredient. CAC, once again down here, CAC leads to histidine. And then we've got UUU, that leads to phenylalanine, which is popular in diet sodas. And then the last one is ACA, that leads to threonine, something that is also common in energy drinks. So based on those amino acid ingredients, we can tell what is going to be made for this baby. So what traits are we going to see in this baby's academics? For eyes, what traits are we going to see with their eyes? So let's go down and let's do academics first. My amino acid is threonine. You're going to have to go down to page 2 for that. So if you look, I'm in the blue. Codon 2 is academics, so codon 2, academics, it's blue. And I'm looking for threonine. Valine, isoleucine, serine, threonine right there. Ah, no. I'll grab this, I'll copy it, and I'll paste it. And it looks like my kid is going to have ADD. And he needs glasses. So how do we figure out that he needed glasses? The amino acid that we made in codon I, or codon 1 for eyes, is TRP, or tryptophan. And if I look, arginine, serine, threonine, lysine, tryptophan's not in there. And so the instructions say if your DNA codes for an amino acid not included, use this one, the one with an asterisk. I tried to write all other amino acids, but it wouldn't fit in the box, so I just did the asterisk. So I know my kid's going to need glasses, and now I know he's going to have ADD as well. Let's do the next one. I'll just do a couple of these so that you guys get a hang of it. Codon 3, I made histidine. So I'm going to look down here. His mental health with histidine, oh no, he is genetically programmed to be bipolar. Not so good. Codon 4, glycine. Let's go down here. Glycine, glycine, glycine. Nope, I see GLU, but not GLY. So that means, hey, finally a good one. He's got average healthy. He's got nothing going on genetically that's going to affect his health. So I'm going to stop right there. You can see how we would continue doing this for all kinds of other traits. Let's do one more. Let's do codon 8, the other traits, because those are kind of fun. So codon 8, other traits. I don't have anything here, but you can see you can get an IQ boost. You can get increased risk of breast cancer, which is not so good, fatal food allergies, or you could be immune to all cancer and live forever. So those are the traits that you might find there, but let's focus on these 4. I have $700 to spend. Let's say that my priority as a parent is to make sure that my kid is not a nerd. So I do not want my kid to have glasses. I need to fix that. So if my codon 1 is where I want to spend my money, I really, really want to fix his glasses issue. I'm going to go down here to codon 1, eyes, and I'm going to see, oh, you know what? I've always wanted a kid with blue eyes. That's what I want. I don't want those brown-eyed kids. I want a blue-eyed kid. That's what I want. So I'm going to want blue eyes. So my desired final trait, blue eyes. The amino acid that codes for blue eyes is right here, ARG, arginine. So then I need to go back over here to this table and find arginine, ARG. There's one, purple. Here's another one over here, purple. So arginine could be coded for by a lot of different RNAs. I want to find one that's closest to what I had because I have to pay a lot of money to change those DNA letters. A local geneticist, a biologist is going to have to do some sciencey magic, not magic, but some science technology on my kid to change it. So if I had UGG and that gave me, this kid needs glasses, what's going to be closest to that makes arginine? Well, CGG makes arginine. So CGG makes arginine. So what DNA makes that? GCC. And since this DNA has only one letter that has changed from the original DNA, see up here we had ACC, and then down at the bottom I had GCC. I've only changed one letter. Hallelujah, that's only going to cost me $100. But that means I've got $600 left. So I'm going to spend my next money fixing this ADD, ADHD attention disorder. I think that just makes people fun, but let's say I have to spend that money anyway, so let's go ahead and make that change. I don't want him to have ADD, so let's say I really, really want my kid to be gifted at math, because math is a struggle for me. So if I want gifted at math, I know that I need the amino acid valine. So let's look over here at valine. Valine is right here, and you get that by doing G, U, and then any of these other letters. So let's see, let's do G, U, U. Because that would give me valine. G, U, U gives me valine. The DNA that makes that is CAA. And if you look, that means I had to change 2 letters. Because I had TGA, and I've changed it to CAA. Not a huge change, but that's going to cost me $300. So my running total, I have spent $400 genetically engineering my kid, and all I've fixed is his need for glasses and his ADHD. Let's try and fix his bipolar disorder. That might not be so great. So for mental health, maybe I want him instead to have no genetic reasons for mental health issues, because that would be ideal. I have to avoid leucine, threonine, isoleucine, and histidine. I have to avoid all of these. So let's find a safe one. Let's go with proline. CCC makes proline. So I want him normal. And so I'm going to go with proline, CCC. To change that from my original DNA, I didn't have any C's. I'm sorry, GGG would be the original DNA. So here it is. I had a G there, but I had to change these last 2 letters here. So it's going to cost me an additional $300. I have spent all my money. So if there's anything else in here that I really didn't want in my kid, I can't afford to fix it. Now, all of you have been given a different amount of money to spend, and there's always going to be a minimum, and it says if you do not spend that minimum, you will be arrested for child endangerment because you did not spend your money fixing your child's problems and you cursed them with a life of despair and disability. So you're a bad parent if you don't spend that money genetically engineering your child. Now remember, this is all hypothetical. There's no police officer currently who will, by law, arrest you for not genetically engineering your child. But if you go down after you're all finished, there are just 3 questions to answer. What concerns do you see about the cost of genetic engineering? And we're going to have a discussion on Tuesday about this as well. After you've had a chance to finish this project, I want you guys to talk about it with each other on Tuesday of next week about, you got $1,200? I only got $600. You had to fix all of these problems. I didn't have to fix all these problems. So is it right, is it fair for people to have different amounts of money and for genetic engineering to be affordable to only certain groups? And then if you were a child who was not genetically engineered, but everybody else was, how could you be treated differently? Could or might you be treated differently by people in your life, like your fellow students, your teachers, a boss, if you were interviewing for a job, or maybe a coach or a college scout? And then when you're all done with this entire project, I want you to think about, would you use genetic engineering on your children to either take out a horrible disease or add in a benefit? And should other people be allowed to use genetic engineering for the same, take out diseases or to add bonuses for their children? So that's what I've got for you today. I will be available. Just sign up on my appointment calendar or try to drop me an email and I will set up an appointment with you and I can help you through this as best I can. But I think you guys are all going to do great, and I'm looking forward to seeing your answers. Remember that this is not due until Tuesday. I'm giving you lots and lots of time to work on it, okay?